For this demo, we're going to show how to control an end date of a project with a hard stop constraint or let the dates adjust when critical path is extended. Controlling a date on your project is done via scheduling parameters. Here, project managers can specify how the scheduled dates on networks or activities impact the constraints required by any agenda. The Adjust Basics Dates indicator in your project planning board controls whether a critical path end date should move or be a hard constraint when scheduling. To access and control the Adjust Basic Dates on your project, you'll need to be in your project planning board view of your project. So we'll go ahead and make sure we're on our project definition, and we'll go into our Gantt chart or project planning view. And then once we're in here, we can go ahead and adjust our screen so it's a little more friendly. What we can do from here is choose our options icon, and the options icon is going to take you into your scheduling scenarios. So notice the different scenarios while we're in here. Is the free scheduling, we can choose the scheduling parameters as we like. We can turn our Adjust Basic Dates on and off. We can choose top down, we can choose bottom up for our plans and basics. We can do forward scheduling, we can do backward scheduling. It's wide open for us to choose. In our top down scheduling, our dates are defined by the top hierarchy elements. An example, your project definition or the upper WBS elements, and they limit the dates of the activities. The activity dates lie within the basic dates of the WBS elements within which they are assigned. The bottom-up scheduling is just opposite from that. The dates are passed from the bottom of the hierarchy to the top. So the activities up into the WBS elements and into the project definition. Those dates of the superior WBS elements are checked to see whether they include the dates of the subordinate activity or the WBS element. If no activities or other WBS elements are assigned into a subordinate position of a WBS element, the system uses the basic dates for the hierarchical WBS elements as the scheduled dates. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and leave the current settings and back out of the options icon where we're at. So we're going to leave free scheduling on, and our Adjust Basic Dates radio box will be checked here. So we can just click out of there. And what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and observe a few things before we jump out here. We'll observe our basic finishes. Those are what we're going to be adjusting here. So just take a look at your dates, and you'll notice that our current project ends on 4/1, which would be both of our activities that lie within our critical paths shown here. We'll be adjusting one of those, and your dates are going to be changing. So we're going to go ahead and back out of our project planning board. We're going to adjust our dates from our project builder view, and then we can readjust them from this view. When you're in your project planning board, you can do any type of scheduling that you can do from the other view in your project builder view. So it's all capable to be changed in here. So we'll back out of here, and we'll go ahead and choose our third activity on our first network. So I'm going to be choosing bearings. What we're going to do is I'm going to go to my duration, and I'm going to extend that from 10 days to 30 days. I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to go ahead and highlight my project definition. I'm going to say edit, dates, schedule. We'll notice in the bottom corner that it says scheduling has been carried out. What we can do from here is we can go back into our Gantt chart or our project planning board, and what you'll notice here is that our activity has been extended considerably. All our lines are the same length before. Now it's considerably longer. We've also made it so that our first set of activities are our critical path, and the third set of activities now contain float. If you'd like to see what types of float there is, or what the different lines mean in your graphic, you can go up here to your legend icon and pull out your legend, and it'll define those. So essentially what we've done here with free scheduling and open planning or forward scheduling and adjust our basic dates radio box checked, we've extended the duration of our third activity on our first network, which has extended the duration of the overall project from 4/1 to 4/21. We made it for a 20-day extension from that 10 to 30 days. So like I said, what you can go look at is you can go look at float and critical path with your legend by clicking that and scrolling through, and that'll show you the details on your actual graphic over there. So what we'll do from here is we'll go ahead and change our we'll go ahead and change another activity, and we'll do it from this view, but we also need to change our scheduling scenario. So in here we can go to our project planning board and choose our options icon again. And we'll change it to top-down scheduling, and that should give us a hard stop. You'll notice our adjust basic date is checked there. If we click our top-down scenario, our adjust basic date radio box is no longer checked. You can either do this or you can just uncheck it yourself. I'd like to note another way of scheduling is we can go up through the menu path also. So we can do it this way. What we're going to need to do is we're going to need to hit copy to tell the system that's how we want to schedule. Another way in there is we can go into settings options, and that's going to take us to our same screen. So next we're going to choose one of the activities on the critical path, and we'll change the duration of that activity again. So we'll go ahead and we'll choose the same one. We'll choose bearings, and we'll just go ahead and extend it another 10 days. So we'll change it to 40 days. And what you'll notice with this change here is that instead of extending the end of our project over here, is that activity is going to change. That activity is going to have to make the adjustment for the project. So what's happened there is that activity has actually been scheduled to last as long as this final one. The problem being, though, is that we can't start the final one until that one's done. So this is where a project manager will have to make a decision as to how the project will have to continue. So it shows you this is showing you the project or the change after we've extended the duration. You'll notice here that our bearings now have the same end date as our propeller, and like I said, that's a problem. That's something that the project manager is going to have to choose. So they're going to have to figure out, if this is a hard constraint project, how are they going to adjust other activities within the project to make it stay on schedule. That's what top-down scheduling instituted. It institutes a hard stop constraint on the finish date so that the actual whoever's running the project will have to make an adjustment within the activities so that the overall project were to stay on time.